It's gonna be really good.
Oh.
Bro, I'm not in. I'm into unboxing. I'm not boxing. You do boxing?
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm back.
Back by popular demand, we have Mike on the mic. Mikey Samudio.
That's right.
I'm excited to be here again. Mike, it's been too long.
It has been too long.
It's been way too long.
It
But you
just
did
felt
so
like
good.
eternity.
Popular demand. We had to have him back on the show. So
And I
here he
couldn't wait.
is. Mikey Samudio, Mike on the mic.
That's right.
You are welcome anytime.
Thank you.
You're welcome
Thank
all
you.
the time.
I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome every time.
Thank you.
You are welcome because you are all time.
All time.
All time.
I'll take it.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, bro. You're one of the best guests I've ever had on my show.
Thank you.
You're the only guest I've ever had on my show. That's great. So Mikey wanted to come on today, and we wanted to just talk about some things that have been on his heart, some things that have been on my heart, some things that just kind of bubble up in conversation. Just like when you go and you have a bunch of queso, and it just kind of bubbles up, and you're like, okay, I just got to get this off my chest. So first things first, Mikey, tell me about your setup here. You are interested in broadcasting your thoughts, your ideas. What made you want to get started in this whole YouTube scene? Any role models that you saw that you're like, man, I want to do that?
Logan Paul.
Yeah.
David Dobrik.
Okay.
Yeah, they're definitely big, and they got big platforms in social media. So I do watch them a lot, and I've listened to their podcast. I've seen their podcast, and it just encouraged me, and I just felt that I could do it in a different way.
Yeah.
And in a different aspect, and be able to reach young ones, and just talk.
Yeah, a lot of YouTubers are famous, and they sell themselves, they sell their products, they endorse themselves. But you really have a heart to what we would call like make his name famous. So whenever you want to encourage people and stuff, where does your hope come from? What's the light at the end of your tunnel?
Man, just to reach as many kids as I can, and lives, not just kids, just lives, and if I could just save one life,
Yeah.
I mean, the impact that it has on your life, for somebody to come up to you and be like, dude, you saved my life, like, that's a whole
crazy.
life. You have to understand,
To think, I mean, you think about like the way that people minister, like there's this generational effect. Nobody ever remembers the person who saved Billy Graham. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, like, the people that you're going to impact, the people you're going to come in contact with, they're never maybe possibly going to know who got you saved or the person who got them saved. But that's the way that even Christ compels us to do, go into all the world and make disciples.
Yeah.
Not make followers or streamers or an audience, but make disciples, like people who are going to follow and reproduce after that kind. Because that's what the Bible says, that every seed reproduces after its own kind.
Right.
So, I mean, do you like watermelons?
I love watermelon.
I love watermelons. I don't like the seeds, but if you plant watermelon seeds, you're going to get a watermelon.
That is true.
Yeah. You like cantaloupe?
No, I hate cantaloupe.
You hate cantaloupe?
I actually hate it.
I had no
Genuinely.
idea.
Yeah.
What about honeydew?
What is that?
It's like green cantaloupe.
No.
No, okay. It's like the cantaloupe hulked out, Hulk smash.
Oh, I have seen one of those actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't like
Who's
it.
your favorite superhero? You
Who?
like the Hulk?
Hulk?
You like Iron Man?
No.
Green Arrow?
Who?
No.
Beta
Beta Ray
Arrow?
Bill. Howard the Duck.
For being honest, I think it's gotta be like
Batman.
Hawkeye.
No?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Who's your favorite superhero and why is it Batman? Okay. All right. So you say Hawkeye. Tell me more about this Hawkeye guy.
Well, dude, I mean, when I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm just like, bow, Hawkeye. Like, dude, you should have saw it the other day. That animal stood no chance against me.
Yeah?
No chance. Straight just bow. And then, you know what I mean? And he was gone.
You were hunting.
Hunting. I was hunting. Yeah. Not humans.
Okay. No, it was a hog, right?
Yeah, hog.
Oh,
Yes.
hogs are so destructive.
Yeah, they're
They're so
are.
messy.
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
so Hawkeye, but he does bow and arrow. You do bow and arrow?
Crossbow. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah, crossbow.
Yeah.
It's like a shotgun bow and arrow.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, any sports seasons that you're looking forward to?
Basketball. Basketball's here.
It's back.
It is back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your team?
My team, Spurs.
All right.
My team is the Spurs.
That was the only right answer.
Yeah, because, thank God we're not.
All right, here's a
Houston
tough
fans.
one. Who is
You know
your
what I mean?
favorite Spur of all time?
All time?
All time.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with my man, Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan, he says.
I did say-
Interesting.
I did
Okay. We,
Spurs. You said Spurs.
Spurs,
right?
yeah. Okay, I'll tell you the truth. I am torn. All right. I adore Tim Duncan's career and what he's done for the team, his dynasty,
Yeah.
legacy. But I'm also a really big David Robinson fan.
I feel that.
And here's why. We were just talking about disciples. Like, I feel like Tim Duncan became Tim Duncan because of David Robinson. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. I feel that. Yeah.
like
yeah.
if he had gone, because you think like Shaq. Shaq
Yeah.
came into the league and he didn't have like this big man mentor, and he just became Shaq.
Right. He just became Shaq.
Shaquille O'Neal.
That's right.
I'm the biggest,
That's
baddest
right.
man in the NBA.
But anybody who comes to the Spurs, I mean, you have a mentor.
Yeah.
Somebody
The
trains
culture.
you. I feel that.
And I would argue that the Spurs culture really started with David Robinson.
I feel that.
And Popovich, and
Yeah.
that Duncan kind of went into that.
Yeah.
And that he made it his own, right?
Yeah.
Like he put on the
own
Bane
legacy.
mask and he's like, "You were really signed to the Spurs, but I was born into it." Right? You know what I'm talking about?
I love the best. That's probably about what the best scene. in
Yeah.
Batman. Oh my gosh, so
Yeah.
iconic.
Yeah.
So iconic.
It is so good, right?
It
And
is.
like Batman wears black.
Yeah,
The Spurs are silver and black.
this is true.
The Coyote dressed up as Batman.
Yeah,
To catch a
but,
bat.
But speaking of colors, did you see their new jerseys?
Fire.
Straight fire.
Straight. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh, we got. I got
The Fiesta jerseys.
I gotta get one.
We should do a show in the
should.
Fiesta jerseys.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
feel
gonna happen.
bad for all the Houston fans that are
Now,
on this
so you're
channel.
gonna wear a Duncan jersey, or would you get like a custom jersey?
No, I mean not no custom jersey, but I mean I'd probably get a guy that's on the team right now. You know, like DeMar. you know?
DeMar?
I love DeMar.
But what if you get the jersey and then they trade him?
That is.
Yeah.
Sounds like what Houston's going through.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
used to have a Dallas Cowboys. What was his name? Jones. Felix Jones. Exactly. He didn't last very long.
Why would you do
He
that?
was number 21.
Why would you do that?
It was a gift.
Oh,
Yeah. I would have preferred a Des Bryant jersey, but even that, I mean, we all know Des caught it.
Des did catch it.
He did catch
He
it.
did catch it. But speaking of the Packers, good night.
Aaron Rodgers.
Hey,
discount
dude, I love
double-check
Aaron Rodgers.
himself.
I love him. He's a great, wonderful football player. He definitely is going to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, no doubt.
No doubt.
I would
He
even
is-
contend, and this is very
Aaron
controversial.
Rodgers is an elite quarterback.
He's an elite quarterback. So here's my question to you, young blood. Rodgers or Favre? Careful.
Look, dude.
Careful.
I know. People are gonna hate me for this. People are gonna hate me. I gotta go with Rodgers.
I
gotta
feel
go
like
with
that's the
Rodgers.
trending, like that's the thing that people would do now. They would go with Rodgers. Why would you go with Rodgers?
Dude, that man can just stick that ball where it needs to go.
That's true.
Like literally, whatever spot he needs to put it, he's getting it there.
Yeah.
I mean, that man is. Oh my gosh, he's there with Brady. You know,
Brady's on the Bucks though.
No, you
You mean
yeah.
like the upper echelon?
Right. I mean,
I got you.
obviously Brady has way more rings, right? But
That's
Aaron,
true.
okay. That was probably a bad comparison. Cause,
Tom Brady is the Tim Duncan of football.
whoa.
Agree or disagree?
Okay, look, when I said Tim Duncan, I meant on the Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, Tim Duncan was on one team and they won a bunch of championships.
Okay. Yeah.
Tom
I feel
Brady
that,
was
I
on
feel
one
that.
team. They won a bunch of
feel that.
championships. But
Yeah.
Tim never left.
Huh?
Tim never left the Spurs.
Right.
Brady left.
He
New
did
England.
for reasons that we don't know.
I mean, you know, he didn't answer my Snapchat messages, so I'll never
Yeah,
find
same.
out.
I DM'd him, Tom Brady.
Yeah. We were probably both catfished.
Probably. I'm
He's
still
just gonna
waiting for that reply.
send back a trophy when he wins the Lombardi Trophy. He's gonna send a trophy. That's his only
Do
message.
you think he's gonna win this year?
He's got a shot.
He does have a shot. Patrick Mahomes has a concussion.
He got
He's still on.
he got his marbles
on the
rattled.
injured list.
Yeah.
So I mean, if he doesn't come back, who's winning?
We're covering all the bases, bro. Who's your NHL team?
Okay.
Mine's the Astros.
Speaking of the Astros,
Speaking of the Astros,
George Springer.
Springer Dinger.
Why did you leave?
You know, because wanted to leave before Deshaun. He wanted those headlines. He's
Dude,
like, James
oh
Harden's
my
gone.
gosh, gone. It's
Springer's
like
gone.
poor Houston.
Deshaun. I'm gonna start calling him DeGone.
He's not gone yet.
Yeah,
Not yet, but he's close.
he's close.
He's close.
We'll see how that goes.
We will.
Are you a Texans fan or Cowboys fan?
I'm definitely a Cowboys. 110%.
Definitely, that's the right answer.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
sorry for all my Houston fans out there that are watching this.
All right. Who is the greatest Cowboy of all time, and why is it Emmitt Smith?
No, honestly, I mean,
Honestly.
it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You see our hair?
hair,
That's no cap.
no cap.
No cap.
You see it.
I'm not
I
wearing
wore
cap.
one last week, but
You're
not this week.
Not this undetermined period of time later. So
Yeah, cut that.
all right, we want to get into a little bit of stuff that kind of goes where it touches on the things that we live in. And Mike, when you look at young people today,
Yeah.
right, specifically, we like to talk to young people who love Jesus, who are trying their best to live for Him, who maybe they make mistakes from time to time,
Of course,
but in their
everyone-
hearts they want to say, you know what, God, I feel like You have a plan for my life, and I want to go where You are leading me to. What's your advice for kids who are getting ready for the next stage? Like specifically, I'm targeting kids who are moving through high school and looking forward to what's next. Because you made it through high school,
I did.
and now you're a business owner.
I am.
So what's your advice to kids coming through high school, preparing for what comes next?
You really have to listen to God and listen to your heart. You know, it definitely wasn't an easy decision for me to make. I mean, coming out of high school, went to go work for the plant for about 2 years.
I remember that, yeah.
And then, I mean, we always did the construction on the side. But after that 2 years, God opened my heart to just create a business of my own. And
Wow, that's a big step.
it is. And it's been, can you believe it's been 2 years?
Oh my
It's been
gosh.
2 years already.
I remember when we made a commercial.
Yeah, we did.
We made a commercial for your
Our very
business,
first commercial.
and we were nervous, like, oh, is this gonna, is it gonna take off? But God has come through.
He has.
He's
he
been
has.
faithful.
He has.
And I'm really proud of you. You're faithful, being honest with your finances,
Yeah.
and making sure that you are taking care of business with your business, but also taking care of business with the things of God, like
Right.
sowing into ministries and blessing people. If you guys don't know, Mikey loves to just bless people, love people. I mean, he's great. He's a great guy. And moving out of high school, for those of you who don't know, I teach high school. So I remember Mike when he was just a wee lad, just a little bitty baby.
Okay.
So I've seen him grow, and I'm very proud of the decisions that he's made. And what do you think, Mike? You were just there. What do you think is one of the toughest things that high school kids have to deal with in this day and age?
It's a lot. I mean, you're a teen.
Yeah.
It's hard to say no. All the kids are doing this, that, and the other. Temptation is
Word.
a big thing. Temptation's a big thing, and in my opinion, that's probably about the biggest thing you have in front of you. If you can overcome temptation, oh my gosh.
Okay, so how do you? Let's say a kid says, "Well, I'm going to overcome temptation by seeing how close I can get and not falling into temptation." Do you think that's a wise?
No.
No, right? That's
No. Look, if this person is your friend, so to speak, and you tell them, hey, look, I don't want to do whatever y'all got going. If they're your friend, they should respect it. And
I
I've
feel
definitely
that.
learned that.
I feel like a lot of times people will prey on somebody they might think is passive. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I can talk so-and-so into doing this.
Right.
And they might try and guilt trip somebody and say, well, if you're my friend, you'll go along with this. But, I mean, in the same manner, well, if you're my friend, you wouldn't ask me to go along
Exactly,
with this.
no.
The Bible says very clearly, like, what fellowship has light with darkness? And I feel like there's a difference between fellowship and acquaintances. You know what I
feel
mean?
that.
I've got a lot of what we would call work friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see them at work, we chat, how's your day? How's your students? How's the job? Maybe how's the family?
Yeah.
But, I mean, we're not going to, like, double date or take vacations together or, that's where our relationship ends.
Draws a line.
And I feel like sometimes, especially young people, feel like, well, if I'm going to live for God, then I can't have any friends. Like, that's not what we're saying.
Yeah, no. And I feel like a lot of people get that twisted, Like, I feel like when you're a Christian, people, they say, like, they're isolated, you can't have no friends. But that's not it. And that's what I'm trying to do is normalize, like, all of us, being Christians, be able to hang out and not have to think like, yeah, I'm hanging out with Christians. No, these are my friends. Like, these are
Exactly.
my people. You know what I mean?
My
Just like how you think
people.
of anyone else.
I love it.
You know what I mean? And yeah, you definitely don't have to be alone when you're a Christian. Like what we're trying to do, what we're in the just of doing is getting groups, and
Yeah.
and
Hanging out, having fun.
just having fun, having
Yeah.
a good time.
Having a good time.
You know what I mean?
And not being consumed with a good time, knowing that we have
Right.
boundaries.
Oh, of course.
We've got priorities,
That's right.
but we can still have fun.
Exactly.
And a lot of people, they think, oh, well, if I serve Jesus, I'm going to die to myself. Like, I'm not going to have any fun anymore.
Right.
You got saved a long time ago. You still having fun?
I'm still having fun.
I'm having a blast.
But that's the thing. That's another thing that I did. Like there was a problem in school was, it's like
Somebody else's idea of fun.
right, and just like where are my Christian friends at? You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like where they at? You know what I mean?
That's
Like, that's why I want to normalize it is like, so when you go to school, you're like, oh, hey, that's my buddy.
Yeah.
It's my Christian friend.
So you can have fun with somebody in a youth group, and then when you see them at school, you don't have to pretend. Like,
Exactly.
Oh no, it's Tuesday. It's not Sunday. I don't know.
Exactly.
You. Like, hello.
Exactly.
Is it Sally?
Exactly.
Is it Chad? What is? I've seen you somewhere. My
Especially
mom knows your mom.
when like let's say we start to normalize that, right? And people are going to school, they can help you with the temptation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Authentic relationship.
Exactly. And that's key.
Yeah, I feel like for those of you who don't know, I've known Mikey like a long time, and I feel like we have an authentic relationship.
For sure.
But we can have fun.
Oh yeah.
We have a blast. We can
A
go
blast. We
crazy
can laugh all day long.
But then also when it gets down to business, like you know that I'm looking out for you.
That's right.
And you can come to me for
sure.
advice. And that's the benefit of having not just an acquaintance, but really having a relationship.
Right.
Where you can seek somebody and say, you know what, I'm wrestling with this. I'm dealing with this. Because kids today, I know I sound really old when I say kids today. But kids today are dealing with so much more. Because when I was a kid, I came home and I was done with school. But nowadays, kids come home and they open up their phone and the world is still there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a window to the world.
Oh, yeah.
For better or for worse.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's for sure.
Like you can watch like happy, fun little dog videos, chicken wing. You know what I'm talking about?
I definitely think it's social media is absolutely toxic.
Social media is a tool for whatever you're going to use it for, and too many people use it for toxic reasons.
That's right.
Like I said, all these influencers, they are selling themselves. So whatever is the trend, whatever's the move, whatever's the wave, whatever's groovy, they're going to be all about that. But then later on, if it changes, they're going to change.
Yeah.
That's so fake. That's not authentic.
I feel that.
And that's what we need in relationships. We need people who are not only going to know us, but grow us.
Yeah.
And when we need it, they're going to show us
Right.
some tough love.
Yeah.
Because if all we ever do is look for people to make us feel good, at the first sign of discomfort, we're going to drop them. That's not authenticity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when we play sports, you don't get better until you endure some pain.
Right.
You got to struggle to get better.
I agree.
And it's the same way in relationships. Like you're not close to someone unless you've gone through something together.
Yeah.
Like you remember going to camp?
I do.
I loved when we go to camp. And you
Love
meet all
it.
these friends, right? And you're like,
I
oh, we're
know.
friends, or camp friends. And
Yeah.
we rode the water slides together and we did the go-karts together and we exchanged name tags and we're going to be friends forever. And 3, 4, 5, 6 years later, where are they at though?
Where they at, though?
Gone.
Yeah.
Like Deshaun Watson.
Whoa. Whoa.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
they're giving him full, like,
Yeah.
they suppose that he can pick the manager. He can
Plot
pick-
twist, we're going to drop this movie after he leaves. So this is all in the past.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's actually...
He already left.
We're coming to you from 2022.
Miami Dolphins. He went
What?
to Miami Dolphins.
And they went undefeated again. Like the
Yikes.
the 22 Dolphins and 72 Dolphins. It's poetic, really. Yeah.
Oh man.
Tom Brady was the backup.
So I mean, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
back to the NBA.
Okay.
Who's gonna win?
Okay. I'm calling it now.
You're calling it now, right now.
This is the Bucks year.
Oh wow.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I think it's Giannis. I think you messed that up too.
I did. I messed up the first name, but not the last name. Not at all.
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yanni Vowels.
Yeah.
I think this is what they call him on SportsCenter. So
Greek the Freak. You were better off saying that one.
the Greek freak. Yeah. The Greek yogurt.
Yeah, we're bad at this, guys. We're new. We're
Okay, so we're actually recording this in 2023. And he has suffered a debilitating injury, so we don't remember his name because he hasn't played in a year and a half.
This is very true.
ACL, MCL, PCL, LOL,
Yep.
like all of it.
Sounds like me.
Gone.
Gone.
And he sprained his OMG.
But
So, Mike, what do you...
Wow.
Okay, you're a young adult. You're out of high school.
Yes.
You're looking forward to the business and everything. But looking like big... I'm asking you big, scary questions here. Like looking towards the future,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
what are you trusting and believing that God is going to do on your behalf?
dude, that's a great question.
It's an
I'm so
amazing
glad
question.
you asked because I'm so
happy.
excited to tell someone. So this is what I'm believing God for. You know, I
You heard it here first.
What? Yeah, you are hearing it here first. So, I just, I'm ready to just put my head down and focus on my company to
Yeah.
just grind it out and go full force into it, and I want it to explode.
Yeah.
And why I want it to explode is so that way I can be able to do this and that and this and that. And now I'm doing what God actually called me to do.
Yeah.
I feel like this is my ticket into what God really called me to
To where the company is self-sustaining,
Right.
and you can begin to move into other pursuits.
Right, exactly.
While still, monitoring the company, it's running, it's going, it's humming along.
Yeah.
And then that frees you up to do what God wants you to
Exactly.
do. That's powerful,
And
man.
I'm so excited. There's so many big things coming up. Like
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Man,
Yeah, ecstatic.
that's exciting to me.
Yeah.
That's exciting to me because for those of you who don't know, I remember having Mikey in the youth class.
Yeah.
Like we go way back, and it's always inspiring to see, because I'm a teacher, like I teach school, and so it's fun to see kids in town, HEB or whatever. I'm even now working with the husband of one of my former students. So I feel a little old. Yeah, he's like, I remember meeting you in the mall. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. So to see them doing well is one thing,
Yeah.
right? But the Apostle Paul writes in 3 John chapter 1, verse 4. There's actually no chapters in 3 John, so it's just like verse 4. But he says, I have no greater joy than to hear that my children are walking in the truth.
Yeah.
And that's so powerful because it's like, it's one thing for me to see a kid who graduates. Like, oh, okay, congratulations. You know, you got your 26 credits, you got your endorsement, you're doing okay. But it's another thing to see someone walking in the truth. And the truth being like what God has called them to do, the visions and dreams that he's placed in their heart, like that just amazes me.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me that it's much bigger than me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we, especially when we're talking about relationships, like you think to your friends, and many times we think about our friends in the context of our lives. When we say, well, he's my friend, I met him here. We don't think about their life. Like what happens after they leave. You know, when you close your eyes, they're still there. But we tend to view everybody else's life through the context of our own. But when I see people walking in truth, that reminds me that my life plays a part in God's grand story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's encouraging because it inspires me not to put anything off. It inspires me to get down to business because God is, and I love to tell people this when I minister, God was faithful long before I got here. Yeah. And he will be faithful long after I'm gone.
And that's another thing I'm learning as well. God is so faithful, and we take him, you know, for granted even, you know.
Oh yeah.
Because like you elaborated the last time I was here, is, you know, like he's so faithful, and we don't want to just come back to him when we need him. When we just need him, you know what I mean? We want to, you know, always have him there, because I promise you, I've tried. You cannot do this without him.
That's true.
You can't.
God's no free agent, right? He's not going to leave your team.
That's right. Exactly.
He's the MVP.
Exactly.
Every season, all season, in season, out of season. He is the reason.
But see, that's what I want to do as well, is be authentic. I want to let everybody know I am not perfect. I'm far from it. You know what I mean? And But God has always been there for me.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, I've definitely made mistakes, and I've tried it my own way. You know, I told myself, you know, I was like, you know what, I don't need God. And I'll tell you right now, he definitely proved me wrong.
Oh yeah.
And so ever since then, you know, it's always God first.
That's
know?
Good, man.
Yeah, definitely just learning.
So at your age, what does it look like to put God first?
Success.
Yeah. Okay.
Success is like, you put God first, and I promise you'll be successful.
Okay.
Everything will just line up. Everything just goes so much smoother in your life. Like all these things where you think it's just, oh my gosh, I have bad luck. I this always happens to me. That always happens to me. It's always me, you know? You know what I mean?
I think you've hit it.
And
I think you got it.
Yeah. And that's just what it is. And it's not, you're not putting God first. You know what I mean? Life is just so much smoother.
Yeah.
You know,
it definitely releases a burden off of your heart whenever you put God first.
Yeah.
Because what that does is it frees you from being the center of your own universe. Like, you don't have to be your own God if you put God first, because then you trust him, you believe him, his word, the covenant that you have with him, the faith that you have in his son who rose from the grave, paid our price on the cross. Because then without that, where is your hope?
Exactly.
Like, it's such a small existence to think all I have is all I can do.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, you put it in God's hands, and it's like it frees you from those responsibilities.
Yeah. And in Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And it's through Christ.
It's through, and I love that you said that, because a lot of people say, well, I can do all things, like it's a hall pass or something.
Yeah.
But you read the whole chapter, and Paul is saying, look, I can do all these things that Christ. God is preparing me for.
Exactly. So there's no cap. There's no limit.
Yeah. The limit does not exist.
Exactly. So when they say sky's the limit, they lied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just a saying, because it's not.
Yeah.
God
I mean, we literally get in planes and fly through the sky.
What?
We shoot rockets off into space.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the sky's not the limit.
No, yeah.
Bro, we're finna land on Mars. We're going to do a show on Mars.
Yeah, SpaceX, here we come.
Yeah, the look back show. Like, where's James Harden now? Who knows, right? He transferred to the Monstars in the Space Jam 4.
James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, all on one team.
I mean, Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook couldn't get it done.
They were so young, though.
They were young.
I feel if you put them together now, well,
I don't know.
well, they all got this beef now, but if they would have stayed together in OKC for all these years,
Yeah.
come on, you're gonna tell me they wouldn't have won a championship?
A championship. But let's not get crazy because remember LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh said not one, not two, but it actually was two because they couldn't beat the Spurs the second time.
Yeah, but I don't know. LeBron
could be their year.
LeBron is something else.
He
You know,
is.
He look.
He's a
look,
bad man.
The first year he went to LA, what happened? They lost.
They didn't even make the playoffs.
No,
That's right.
exactly. But you know what he had to do?
What did he have to do?
He had to bring
Anthony Davis.
everyone.
Actually,
He brought
the key,
the league.
the key to the championship that year was J.R. Smith.
Was it?
That's when they won in the Cavs because they had
Oh.
J.R. Smith. It's also the reason they lost to the Warriors again because J.R. Smith was like, what game is it?
That is true. That is true.
So when we're looking at we're having a lot of fun. We're talking about sports figures and everything.
Yeah.
But what Mikey and I want to kind of leave you with is that the world will always change. There's going to be new trends. There's going to be new sports stars. I was talking about David Robinson. Some of y'all youngins don't even know who that is. But he's legendary. He's amazing. But what we can confidently say, Mike, is that the Lord will always be there for us. He'll never leave us. He'll never forsake us. Would you agree with that?
Oh, 100%.
He's been there for you.
He's definitely been there.
He's been there for me.
For sure.
And an encouragement to those of you who feel like, well, I'm not exactly on speaking terms with the Lord. Even when you are running away from Him,
Oh,
He's still there for you.
that's key. That's key. And you know, a lot of people don't know, but John spoke that to me. You spoke that to me one day, and you know, and just you know, helping me, bringing me up. You know what I mean? And
tough
that
love.
is so true. Yeah, back when I thought I could do it on my own. Sometimes people need that. They need tough love. They need to hear it. You know, they need to hear you know, the truth. And I heard it, and man, that really hit my heart.
I appreciate that, Mike.
Yeah, but just, you know, letting y'all know, like, you know, what it is.
Having that support system is key.
Yeah.
Getting in a good community of authentic friends who are going to value your faith, who are going to encourage your faith, and not look for every opportunity to tear you down. Well, maybe he'll fall for this. Well, maybe I'll get her to fall for that. Well, maybe I can value me over her faith, and she'll have to choose. You don't want to be in a toxic situation like that.
Yeah, I know. It's man, yeah. And when you're in high school, you know, it's just like,
It's tricky.
It is
because especially
tricky.
if you're coming out of junior high into a big high school and you're like, but these are my people, my tribe. But the world is full of so many new opportunities.
Yeah.
You're going to make so many new friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I think back to high school and I don't keep up with everybody in my high school class. All 48 of them.
I'm 21 years old, John. I haven't been out of high school that long.
That long.
And I hardly talk to anybody from high school.
Yeah.
I
Your
mean,
high
it's-
school's still standing, though. They tore mine down.
Yeah.
Built in 1936.
Oh, wow.
Fun fact. It's a
Yeah.
gym now where it
Really?
used to be.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, and I don't know. You just, you know, you being in high school and in school, people feel like you have to be in a relationship as well. You know
Oh,
what I
here we
mean?
go.
Here we go. I'm hitting it. You-
Go on and tell him, Mike. Go on and tell him.
Look,
that tough
you
love.
don't have to, like,
Yeah.
just live your life. You have so
No
much.
rush.
No rush.
No
No
rush.
rush. You have so much, you know, to live for. I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You're a kid. Live your life. Because I'm 21 years old, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it's really, you know, I gotta grow up. It's
Yep.
time. You
It
know what I
is
mean? I
time.
decided I wanted to grow up really fast, and that was not the way to go. That was not the way to go. So
You
I
gotta
encourage
learn.
all you kids to.
Yeah, some people learn by messing up. Some people learn by watching others mess up,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
some people don't learn.
And that's what I hope to do is
Yeah.
you know, spread my testimony to help others. Like, look, you don't have to do this to, you know, be popular. You don't have to do this to be that, or, you know,
Yeah,
it's just, I don't know. I feel like the world is changing though for the good.
yeah,
For the good. I feel like, you know, a lot of people, like, it used to be, you know, let's not talk about God, you know.
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
school and stuff like
let's
that. But I feel
let's be
like,
polite but not offend anybody.
yeah.
yeah.
And-
That's
and
not the move.
Yeah, but now I feel like, you know, when you bring it up, people in school are like, all right, you know, yeah.
but only
you
if
don't- you
you're
don't mess with
authentic.
God. You don't
They're
mess
gonna
with God.
know. People, People can smell a fake a mile away.
A mile away.
Oh yeah,
sure.
and they keep receipts, man.
You ain't lying.
They'd be like,
You
I
ain't
remember,
lying.
back in 3rd grade when we were at the lunch table and you ate your French fries before praying for your food.
That is so true. That is so
They pull
true.
it out, man.
Yeah, oh, they do that. They're just waiting to pull the card out.
Oh yeah.
And being a Christian, you have to watch out because those people
And
have
you
their
gotta
eyes
own
on
up to
you.
your mistakes. We
Yeah.
can't act prideful and say, "Well, I got saved and I lived happily ever after."
Yeah, no.
and my life is a Disney show.
Yeah, well, we definitely aren't perfect. You know
we
what I
struggle.
mean? Yeah.
We
everyone
wrestle.
struggle. Yeah, we're human.
But we
you
have
know?
hope.
Exactly.
We have
hope is powerful.
Yeah.
Hope is really powerful.
You know what, Mike? I feel moved right now to pray for somebody who's watching who feels like they have to water down their faith when they're with a certain group of friends. We're going to pray for them for boldness. You want to pray with me?
Yeah, go
Let's pray. Father, I thank you for whoever it is that's watching right now and they understand what we're talking about and they feel like in certain situations they're almost not ashamed of their faith, but they almost feel like scared to show people who they are. God, we pray that you would give them a holy boldness, that they wouldn't have to be ashamed of the hope that we have in you. They don't have to feel like they're scared of cancel culture or exclusion or hatred or persecution of any kind, because we know that you are with us wherever we go and our steps are ordered of you. So God, we just pray for them right now that they would be true to themselves and true to their relationship with you. In Jesus' name we said,
Amen.
amen. Well, Mike, I'll tell you what. Thank you so much for being on this
I love
week.
it.
It's been way too long.
Yeah.
And we're going to have you on way in the near future.
Yeah, I love it. I love coming. I love being here and
Great. We
yeah.
get some of our best comments when Mike's on. It's amazing. It's blowing up the feed. Like, I got to turn them off. There's so many.
I'm glad. I'm glad people love me.
Yeah. So we will see you again next time, Mike. Very soon. Very
For
soon.
sure. Hey, and also I do want to add, if anyone ever needs anybody to talk to, I'm always available.
Always of it. This guy.
Yeah.
His life's an open book.
For
Listening
sure.
ears, willing hands,
Yeah.
giving heart,
Always
strong,
try my best.
tall, curly hair. It's a whole
I
package.
do have curly hair.
Yeah.
I do.
For future bookings, call me. I'm his agent. He didn't say, I forgot to mention that. But
Yeah.
we are so glad that you were able to join us, Mike, on this show. And we are so glad that you guys got to join us online. And for next time, remember, as always, I love you. God loves you. I'm praying for you. And he's watching over you. And we will see you guys next time.
Yeah. Don't forget to, like and subscribe. And
Like
hit
and
the bell.
subscribe.
Hit
Smash
the bell.
that like button.
Yeah.
Catch you next time.
Deuces.
All right, we're off. We're not off. Okay. All right, now we're off.